Okay, so my name's Jack Lee, I'm 18 and I'm the drummer for ASHFIELDS, all capital letters. Well, I won't say I'm a very multi-talented musician. I'm primarily a drummer. I'd like to think I could play the bass guitar. I mean, that'd be my secondary instrument, but primarily I like to focus on the drum kit and, I don't know, stuff I do in my course, like I try and compose a bit, but that's not my forte. Well, our EP is more of I'd say a live demo, basically, of all our best tracks that we've got. The full EP we're hoping to have done by about spring, well, sometime in spring. I don't know if we're in spring already, but yeah, we're trying to do it for around this in the next few months. So, most of our influences that we used to create this EP were obviously indie bands. We like to listen to new ones each week. Well, my friends they're always, you know, Jack, come and listen to this band, and I'll listen to them. We're like, oh, I like what they do in this song, and we'll try and implement that. Not copy it, we'll just try and like vary it and put it into our, like change it up a bit so it suits us. There's bands like Peace, they're quite a well-known band now. They're quite small, but in the indie scene they're quite well-known. We like to take stuff that they do. I mean, they cover dance tracks. It's not something like you'd see an indie band do, but it's something we find interesting. And other bands such as, what else we got? Arctic Monkeys, obviously. They're a typical indie, well, not so much indie now, but they were like, I mean, the first album stuff, that was like the typical indie. That's what we aim to go for. The music making process we went through, or I in particular went through, is that because I'm the drummer, I'll just sit there at band practice. Tom and Carl, the guitarist, rhythm and lead, they'll come in and say, oh, look guys, we've wrote these melodies, riffs, whatever they call them. I'm not a guitarist. And they'll start playing them, and I'll just like, oh yeah, I like that bit. And I'll start playing a beat. Jono on the bass, he'll add a bass line following. And then after that, after about 5 minutes of pure instrumental noise and whatever, we'll just like sit down. Well, I won't, I'll just stay at the back, just annoying people with the drums, and they'll just write some vocals after a few weeks and just come back to it. Personally, my biggest challenge would be when our original bassist / vocalist left the band through like university commitments. I was pretty gutted about that because he was really good, but so we spent a couple of months trying to find like the perfect replacement that suited us. Turns out we've now got a separate bassist and vocalist. I think we sound just as good as we did before, if not better. The challenges we've had to overcome as a band would include stuff like, I mean, the rest of them, the other 4 members, they're all full-time workers. So we have to, and I work evenings, so we have to kind of like slot in time for each other and like try not to get annoyed at the fact we're all busy at certain points, and it doesn't always like fit in nicely. Well, my ultimate goal, and I think we've discussed this as a band, if anything ever comes to that, which obviously I'd love it, fame, who doesn't want fame? Money is not so much. I'd just love to be able to play every night at a different venue all over the country and just like live, like have enough money to get by, and I don't know. Yeah. The advice I would give to people who want to create their own music would be, take influences from other people, but don't try and be them. Because if you're not being yourself, it sounds so cliche and typical and weird, but I don't try and, I take as a drummer, I see what all my favourite drummers do, and I try and like, I don't know, combine it. Obviously, I'm never going to be as good as them, but I take aspects of what they do and certain fills and stuff that I like, and I try and not be them. I be my own person, but be influenced by them. So I think that's what you should do as a musician. Okay, so fans and friends can access us on all major social media websites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Create Records, because obviously that's the biggest one. All our stuff is on there for people to listen to and enjoy. I suppose this band will Well, this project has impacted me, or will do, quite massively, because it's what I love doing. Just playing music and listening back to it and letting people, sharing it with people and getting the positive feedback, obviously the constructive criticism, stuff like that. I'd just like to say thank you to Create Records for letting us put our tracks onto their website. Steve down at Unit 5 Studios, you should all try it out. It's quite a nice studio. And yeah, like us on Facebook. And then listen to our music.